So I don't know about you guys, but lately when I've been reporting and I've got really fast speakers or one fast speaker, one slow speaker, one stutterer, one person who can't spit out a whole sentence to save their life. And especially those times when it just is going on and on and on forever at high speeds. And there's that feeling that how can I interrupt them when it's obvious that everybody else is hearing this? I'm hearing it. I'm just not being able to write it fast enough. And my brain starts floating around. Well, are you practicing enough? Um, and then I'm thinking, no, it's not that. It's something in the cadence or the rhythm, the the delivery of the speech that makes some jobs, some tests, some takes harder for some people than others. And then I'll turn around the next day and I've got a case that's way harder, way faster, and I'm writing brilliantly. Like, figure that one out. So I'm just going to share with you what my brain did in the last job I was in because I was struggling. I was like, hanging on and knowing that this is not about the speed of the proceedings so much as it's about something in me that's having difficulty staying focused, staying on the word, because my brain is expecting one pattern and different patterns keep coming up. So I wrote some stuff down because I realized during this job, I was trying everything. Um, the beautiful part is when I finished it for the day and I went back to edit it, I thought, wow, I got it. I mean, I got it. And it sure as hell did. I mean, I was sitting there looking at it because it's real time, but uh, that was part of the thing that I tried doing was I tried watching my real time. I tried not watching my real time. I actually was so frustrated at one point, I was actually watching my fingers as they were hitting the keys. I've never done that before, but the product came out. Um, but I've never had a job where I've tried so many different modalities to stay on top of the text. Because usually I'll think, okay, this is a job where I've just got to roll my eyes up and look up and shut the chatter off, which that works. Because if you deliberately put your eyeballs up, which doesn't work well if you're trying to hit a life, there's like popcorn colloquy going on. Putting your eyes up is going to frustrate you more because you don't know who's speaking or who's coming next because we are hyper vigilant and we want to know who's going to talk next. So we're always watching lips and facial expressions. But in this case, I knew it was just two people. And if somebody interrupted, there was only one other person who was going to be objecting. So I felt safe looking up. That still wasn't helping. The chatter stopped for sure, because when you look up, when your eyeballs are up, it disconnects that part of your operating system that chatters. And that's one great way for some people to just stay on top of the chatter. But that did not work in this case. So I kept trying. I've got all these written down here. Look up to put yourself in the alpha wave automatic state. That didn't help a whole lot. And then the let's go, I'm not going to relax. I'm going to let's go push so that I'm, attacking the words, just trying to stay viciously trying to stay on them. That didn't work. I I'm trying to figure out what the hell I wrote here. I have steno pretend noise, thinking that there's some other distraction going on in the background. That because sometimes when I was practicing when I was in school, I realized that I would try to listen to a tape and I would have the radio or the television on in the background as a distractor. Because if I could shut that out, I could focus on the words. So just another little tip. And then I tried, of course, before the job, I didn't give myself that 15 minutes to relax and breathe and get totally set in my core strength to hit the job running, because it was a last minute job. It was, can you get on in 5 minutes? And I'm like, do I have a notice? Is there an appearance page? Can I get any kind of information besides a link? And in this job I couldn't. So maybe that was the problem, was I didn't go into it feeling solid and grounded to begin with. So take that for what it's worth. So I've got relaxing before, to open the listening channels. Because some of you have heard me talk about this, some of you haven't, but our neurology is set so that human communication, human voice interaction, talking, is kind of mid-range in your hearing. And it covers a bandwidth of your hearing that's just kind of in the middle. Now, anytime that you get stressed or worried or freaked out, that bandwidth shrinks, because your brain says, unless there's somebody coming at me with a knife screaming, probably the conversation that you're hearing is not the problem that's causing you to feel uneasy. It's probably something really bad that's going to happen. Could be a rock falling. That's a low sound. Could be, but we're hardwired. Could be a tiger growling in the bushes that's going to kill us. That's a low sound. Could be people screaming. That's a high-pitched sound. So it shuts down the middle so that it can pay more attention to the top and the bottom to try to target in on what is the danger that's causing the stress, which is ridiculous, because it's like, look inside, because it's me. It's not a tiger. It's not screaming people. It's me. And if I can relax that, I can keep that channel of hearing wide open. If I hear more, I can write better. You can only write as fast as you can hear and understand. So at one point in this job, I was actually trying to, because I'm a steno typewriter, and I was trying to emulate what it would be like if I was a voice writer and could stay on top of every word. Because I thought, if I'm making my brain stay on top of every word, then surely my fingers are going to follow. And that was pretty good. Actually, that was something I'd never tried before. And I was kind of amazed at how it kept me on track. Because there were those moments when they'd stop for a second and I'd literally hear myself dictating the rest of the sentence to stay on top of the words. There are a lot of teachers out there who will tell you, don't repeat the words in your head. Well, they're saying them and I'm trying to write them. And doesn't it make sense that if I can think them as fast as they're saying them, I could write them faster? It did work for me. I was really surprised. Of all the things that I tried, that probably worked the best. But I will give you this. If it works, do it again. And if it doesn't work, don't do it again. Like put it aside like asparagus and try it in another 6 months and see if you like it then. I was fascinated though at how relentless I was in trying to find something that was going to help me stay in the moment and write better. So if looking up doesn't help, if watching your fingers doesn't help, if trying to ground out before you start the test so that you have your hearing wide open and you come from a place of being grounded and stable, that's your best bet. First of all, go in a better frame of being. And then if you've got to get yourself in a place where you can attack the words as they're coming along, if you can keep that your breathing going no matter what they're doing, and know that there are moments when I'm writing and I've got to tell myself, you know what, this is not fun, but this is not going to last forever. Because nowhere in the Bible even does it say, and it came to stay forever. It always came to pass. Yeah? With every nasty job we get, with every hard test, with every difficult take, it will come to pass. They will not stay forever. And hopefully the next job, the next take, the next test will be better. So I hope this has helped you. Take what works and do it again. And feel free to share in the group. What do you do when you're trying to stay on top of every word and you just can't do it in that moment? I would love to hear what you got to say.